Welcome, 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 Viewpoint Mama. Guys, let's get into it. The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The shockers are dropping. As we know in our past episode on Sunday, Shamea dropped a bombshell, and it has to do with these two ladies here, Mama Sarah Morton and Miss Diane Williams. I believe her last name is Williams. If it's not, we going with Williams anyway. Okay. So Porsha, the anchor, girl. I think that you should have. I think that Porsha should have tried to fake this friendship for the cameras. I'm not gonna say mend anything, but she should have faked it a little bit more. Yeah. Because running away and like brushing things off is just showing that you're not a good anchor. But let's get into this clip, these clips. At the beginning of this clip, it is cut a little bit. Shamea is saying that Dennis, the father of Portia's daughter, PJ, told her husband that Portia doesn't want PJ around them. Let's get into this.
Respectfully, you're the mother of Pilar. Yeah. You have to make the best decision around us. And that was disappointing, man, a little bit hurtful. Because you know I would never do anything to hurt your child.
But if somebody don't like me, or if I feel like somebody has ill will, or we ain't close, I'm not gonna have my daughter go over their house.
And respectfully, you're the mother of Pilar.
Yeah.
You have to make the best decision, but I guess I just would have hoped that we wouldn't have allowed what our friendship or lack thereof to affect what our kids had. Do you really think that would hurt your child? To me, that cut deeper, right? Because my sisters and I have grievances. You think they're gonna keep my niece and nephew from you?
She's poking at me right now, and she's using what she knows who is most important to me to do so.
Okay, guys, I have to jump in here because we all know Pilar has two parents, yes. And Dennis is still friends with Shamea's husband. And it makes no sense that you're telling your child's father, which I don't even understand why he's listening to her. Because if my daughter is with me and I'm going to see my friend and she's going to play with his kids, I don't care what you and her mother got going on. That has nothing to do with the children. This is how you know Porsha is beyond ridiculously petty. Because at the end of the day, your daughter has a father and her father still deals with Shamea's husband. And if they all are taking their children out, like on outings and things like that, you should not be able to stop that at all. I don't think so. Everybody's on here like, oh no, she's not wrong about that. She's not wrong about that. She is wrong about that because she's not the only parent. She's not the only parent. He took her to court for a reason. And the reason would be my daughter is still going to be friends with their daughter because at the end of the day, people got to learn how to separate what grown people are going through from children. And that's the main biggest part of it. Whatever we have going on as adults should never affect the children. Point blank, period. Let's get back to this.
I just would have hoped that we wouldn't have allowed what our friendship or lack thereof to affect what our kids had.
The only time it would be a person who I would speak to the way I spoke to you, and you would speak to me the way you spoke to me, and my child would still go around you, if it was my sister. That's the only way.
But then again, you also mentioned at your house that no one should speak on our friendship because we were like sisters. Speaking of
Okay, guys. Oh, I didn't even mute myself. I just want to say something. We have to listen to what Portia is saying. So, Portia is the one who started with Shamea, the ratchetness, right? Because she said, if I spoke to you, do it. So, ma'am, y'all were two peas in a pod. Why you talking to her greasy? What happened? This is why we can't take what Portia says as the begin all to end all, because Portia knows how to play the reality game in front of the cameras. Okay? That's another thing.
It's like speaking on a family member. So like, let it go. It's like you're speaking on Lauren. Whenever I have
which
ever
is it?
said we were
Like,
sisters,
did you think we
Shamea,
were, or did you think we were not?
whenever I said we were sisters, I thought we were. There were things that came to my knowledge last year that changed that for me.
I feel like she may feel that this is kind of like a lopsided friendship.
I just told you the other day, I said,
trying to make
Porsha,
an argument.
I wish we could be the way we are off camera,
I just don't
on
know.
camera. And you know what you said? They would have to pay me more money for that. You told her a lot of lies last year. You did, and I let them land. Even down to the fact of you saying to Andy, oh, then I always want her to be a part of the friend group.
Andy, have I always wanted Shamea to be on the show as a housewife?
Yes.
Yes.
You and I both know we sat down and had a whole conversation about me being a part of this friend group. And you said, Shamea, you sing, you dance, you act, you got the hawks, all this stuff. You said this was your thing. This is your friend group. I'll bring you on as my friend on the show. But no, I think it might mess up our friendship if you actually come on as a full-time housewife. That's what you said.
Why are you
So
lying?
I've always held on to that.
Why are
would
you
I lie?
lying?
Why would I
Shamea,
lie about that? That's what you said.
I don't have a reason to lie.
But
Guys, we all know that Portia is lying. She is lying, okay? I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Hold on, screen share. Here we go. We're going to share this clip right here of our girl. Back. This is Kenya basically shooting down what Portia is saying. Okay, I did a post on X. Go over there, guys, saying that Portia keeps saying this, right? She keeps throwing it in the air. Oh, I supported you. Every time they ask me, I said that you should be a housewife. She is lying. She basically, you know how they do. They say, okay, you're a friend and we want to bring this person in since you're their friend. And her response is, oh, yeah, we're friends. Okay, I'm good with that. But deep down, she really wasn't. Portia's a liar. But we already know Portia's a liar. Okay, this is Kenya saying exactly what Shamea is saying.
I'll just tell you, I never felt that Porsha was supportive of her being on Housewives. They had asked Shamea to be on Housewives as a housewife years ago, and Shamea refused to do it or could not do it. I'm not really clear about the details, but in any event, she couldn't do it. She didn't do it. She did not accept the offer to be a housewife or to interview to be a housewife. And I remember a specific conversation being filmed where Shamea brought up something. Maybe it was her wedding. Maybe it was Porsha not being supportive of her. But I remember Porsha saying something to the effect of, why are you doing this? Why are you over here? Why are you doing this? Do you need the money that bad? And I think Shamea was like shocked, like, what, where's she going with this? And the gist of the conversation was, can't you just let me have this and you go over and do what you need to do? But this is my platform. You need to go and either be my support system or go away. That was the gist of the conversation.
Okay, hello. Shamea is not lying about that. Okay, Portia did not want Shamea on the show. She told her that if she came on as a full-time housewife, that their friendship would be over. But Shamea, being who she is, didn't believe her. She didn't believe her. Let's get back to Kenya.
Now, I've been on that show, was on that show, still am, still employed, not on the show currently, but for 12 years. I've seen and heard a lot. I've never lied on anybody. Never. Y'all know that. I just remember thinking, is that a friendship or a relationship of convenience? Because a friendship, you cheer your friends on no matter what. And I just remember this saying that Oprah said before, like if you have a friend that even shows you a hint of them not wanting you to succeed or climb the rung in a ladder, they are not your friend.
Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Porsha is not Shamea'S friend, has never been. I did a video not too long ago where I asked the question, was Porsha always using Shamea? And one of my followers came and said, Porsha wasn't using Shamea. Shamea was using Porsha because Porsha had the housewives before Shamea was, and I said, really? Shamea's been doing acting and cheerleading for NFL, NBA teams way before Porsha. Even married this guy, Cordell Stewart. But Shamea was using Porsha. I said, okay, girl. I I take on everybody's opinion and I, look at it with a open mind. That's how she felt. But we getting it right from somebody who was there, a cast member who was there. Porsha never wanted Shamea on the show. Porsha never wanted Shamea on the show. Okay, let me rewind this back one.
A hint of them not wanting you to succeed or climb the rung in a ladder. Because a friendship, you cheer your friends on no matter what. And I just remember this saying that Oprah said before, like if you have a friend that even shows you a hint of them not wanting you to succeed or climb the rung in a ladder, they are not your friend.
You heard, Shamea?
I strongly believe that. If I don't have a girlfriend that's on the sidelines and me like, go girl, you better do that. What can I do for you? I'm going to call the producers. I'm going to call the network. I'm going to do everything I can. I need you by my side. I've done that before for a friend of mine, to the point where I'm putting my own job in jeopardy because I'm like, y'all should look at this girl. She is dynamic.
Okay, that's enough of Kenya. That's my girl. I hope they bring her back next season. We need Kenya. We need Kenya. How many of y'all think we need Kenya? We need Kenya. We need our girl Kenya back. But you want to know where Porsha gets that from? She gets it from her mama. She gets the way that she thinks from her mother. Okay? Now, let's get back to, let me add this back to the stage.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why are you still doing it? You're here with these girls and you're doing the same thing.
No, I'm not.
I don't even know why.
No, what I am going to do, though, is speak up. In Savannah, we talked about
Can you answer
our
that?
parents. And you said, oh, I don't ever want our friendship to be affected by our parents' friendship. That's what you said, and we agreed. But the first thing you did was went on your public platform and talked about my mom doing something egregious to your mom. That my mom bought your mom daycare. But in fact, your mom did something first to my mom, and this was years prior. But you don't want to speak on that, right?
Why did they initially?
I don't want to speak on it because this is really going to go left.
Okay.
I was quiet.
I think Porsha. I really think Porsha should have tried to get this where they could have been more just, even surface level fake. You understand what I'm saying? Like, girl, we're gonna be fake for this show. We're gonna be friends for the show. Porsha's the anchor of the show, and she's not anchoring very well. Okay? She's not anchoring very well.
Quiet last year because I was trying to protect and salvage what I thought was a true and genuine friendship. Now, seeing how things are kind of rolling out and how everything has escalated, if we're going to go there, we're going to go there.
Man, I don't give a what our parents did because they were friends prior to us.
But you posted about my mom, but you didn't post about what your mom did.
Girl,
You want to talk about that?
I don't know their relationship.
Should we talk about that?
I don't know that.
But you knew enough to tell that my mom bought your mom daycare.
Girl, everybody knows that. It's not a secret.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't know that your mom tried to sleep with my dad.
You and your mother are low down dirty snakes.
No, you and your mom.
God, I love it. I love it. Boom. Can we say boom? Now, Shamea, I don't know why you held on to this at that good old reunion last year. You should have just let that slip. You should have put that out there at the reunion. So as soon as y'all came back this season, it could have been blows throwing. Because you want to know what's so crazy? Now that I hear this, and I was always wondering why Portia's mother called Shamea a dirty dog. But let's get to Portia's little old reveal.
Our low down dirty snake.
Yes,
And it comes down from generation to generation. You a slithering dirty snake. And I've kept my mouth closed long enough.
there is.
I said I'm holding my mouth on it because I don't want to do that. And I don't want to embarrass her.
But wait, who you embarrassed? Me? Me? If my mama did something like that, baby, that would be on my mama. It's not true.
But every chance you get, you
So,
bring
you
my
told
mama.
her- hold on,
Why would you
hold
do
on.
that?
I've been sitting on this because I knew it already. And I took that home to my mom.
And what'd your mom say?
She was flabbergasted. You know why?
Wow.
Because your mom slept with your father's brother.
Girl, stop.
Yes, he did.
Girl, cut it
Your
the
mom
out.
was dating.
That's
my mom
so
was dating
low.
your father's brother.
You sound like we in Utah.
Your mother
Which
slept with him.
one? What's his name? Don't tell me this. Which brother?
I don't know which brother.
They took
Yikes, 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 yikes. She said, I took it back to my mama. My mama was flabbered. You mean flabbergasted? Can't take her dumb ass. But anywho, you took it back to your mother that Shamea'S mother told her that your mama tried to sleep with her husband. And she told you, this is Shamea'S mama, Miss Sarah. Okay. And this is Porsha mama, Miss Diane. So Miss Diane told you, Porsha told you. Hold on, let me mute this. Miss Diane told you that Shamea'S mama slept with her husband's brother, but she ain't tell you which one. Now that's how you know she lying. Because if she was so flabbergasted, I'd have been like, oh, what? But did she tell her daughter how she slept with so and so uncle? Because we ain't guessing what uncle. I'm telling you what uncle. Yeah. So Porsha, I'm sorry, ma'am. That one fell short. And I do believe Shame'a. I do believe Shame'a. Now I done seen some pictures of Porsha mama, Miss Diane, and Miss Sarah back in the days, okay? And another thing, we all know Shamea'S out here pushing this colorism, that the audience is being colorist towards her. Shamea'S mother is a dark-skinned Southern Black woman, and you know, here Portia's mama is a light-skinned Southern Black woman. And we all know that, you know, the Black community deals with colorism amongst each other. Yeah? So I could see where that could have been something that hindered their friendship a little bit too. And also Portia's mama trying to hit on Shamea'S mama husband, trying to give him some of that, because they was in the clubs back in the day. They was in the club back in the day. Okay? They was in those clubs back in the day. So basically, Porsha also, right? Let me put this up here. She came with a little subliminal grace with a warning label. All right, child. I don't know. I guess she was called. She's saying she was giving Shame'a some grace. Yeah. Woo hoo. Woo hoo hoo. Well, we all know it started with these two ladies right here. Shame'a mama, Miss Sarah. Portia's mama, Miss Diane. But Porsha is supposed to be the anchor of the show, y'all. Portia's supposed to be the anchor of the show, and I don't think that she's anchoring well. She's putting on a show for sure. She's putting on a show for sure. And if Shamea could get herself together and stop caring about this friendship, she could possibly, I'm not saying in 3 seasons she's going to become an anchor, but she could possibly be the housewife that she wants to be, or that we all want her to be, because she is living that lifestyle, unlike Porsha. Unlike Porsha. Porsha quit her job to get $30,000 allowance a month. She quit all of her jobs. She quit Dish Nation. She quit, I was going to say Love and Hip Hop Child. She quit the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She did not promote none of her businesses. Oh, my back. I forgot all about Porsha family values. Remember, when she stepped away from Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was getting a spinoff. She was getting a spinoff that went left. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I was trying to put a picture up here. She was getting a spinoff that went left, where she commenced to trying to beat up her daughter's grandmother on national TV. And then when they started filming the next day, she tried to act like nothing happened. And we never got another season. We never got another season of that. But I mean, the bombshell that was dropped. Okay. And then she tried to say that Shamea was the one who brought it to the internet. No, Shamea did not. You did. Shamea said whatever she said on the show. You brought it to the internet by saying Shamea and her mama is some download dirty snakes, and that her mother did something egregious to your mother, and everybody went looking. And they found out that Shamea's mother brought Porsha's mother foreclosed daycare center. And at that time, they were no longer friends. And even if they was, she tried to sleep with my husband, I would have bought every foreclosed daycare center she had to. What you talking about? But this was a great episode. It was a great episode. Okay? Drawers was dropping as they should have. This episode was awesome. Okay. Now, Porsha takes to X and she drops some rebuttal. She's acting like a shock. I'm not going to show it in this video, so I'm just going to put this Porsha shocking X post about Shamea. That's going to be the next video. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. I will catch y'all in the next video. Viewpoint Mama. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on my road to 500 subscribers. Okay? And I will catch y'all in the next video. Don't forget to go over to X and follow your girl. See y'all later, friends.